Guys, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. Today we're taking a look at a niche perfume house called Bogue out of Italy. This is a house that you can get in the US now at Lucky Scent. I'm going to link to them in the description, but if you're looking at getting bottles, do know that they are available now at Lucky Scent. This was a house started in 2012 by a perfumer in Italy named Antonio Gardoni. He has a really cool mission statement that I thought was interesting, so I'll read that to you guys. Quote, "From the infusion and alcohol of resins, woods, roots, and metals, I create some of the solvents I use to dissolve rare and high-quality raw ingredients found in my trips. From steam distillation, I extract the essential oils to create odors and fragrances. I work at night when the light doesn't adulterate the chemicals and when the smells of the day disappear to leave space to new experiments of shadows. I create contemporary fragrances with ancient techniques and modern intuitions. From architecture and design, I learned how to build by layers and to think by subtraction. My perfumes are rooms to discover with their mood, texture, light, and color." This is a man really, end quote, of course. This is a man really sort of obsessed with process and materials and getting the best out of the materials and finding the best materials. And this house sort of popped up on my radar because, you know, these fragrances, particularly MAI, and MEM, were just getting a lot of buzz. And so I reached out, you know, he sent me some samples, and Antonio was cool. He checked my channel out. I appreciate the fact that I sort of look at everything, right? Not just designer, but indie and niche as well. And he sent me some samples, 3, and I checked them out. We're going to talk through them right now. So the first one is called My MAI. And it was a 2014 release. And the notes on this guy are aldehydes and tuberose. In the middle, you're going to get rose and jasmine. In the base, you're going to get resins, musks, and civet. This is an eau de parfum, and 50 ml is going to run $245. So this is really nice. To me, it's a little bit, it smells something that might be better on a woman than a male, perhaps. You know, I think that, you know, fragrances should be androgynous, but I have my tastes and what I like to smell on females and what I like, you know, to smell on myself. But this is a really good fragrance. I think I mean it in that way that, you know, Chanel No. 5 could be worn by anyone, but it was made for women. But this is a gorgeous fragrance that has a very vintage feel to it. If you had told me this is a vintage Chanel or a vintage Guerlain, I'd believe it. You know, you get a really nice powdery musk. There's a ton of aldehydes at the top, which gives this an airiness to it, and then some very high quality florals are certainly in here. You know, you get the rose and the jasmine, and then I would say there's probably some myrrh in here and a Papanax perhaps, some frankincense. It's very nice. It's very well constructed. The civet is great here. It doesn't make the perfume animalic, but it gives it that, you know, it sort of works obviously as a fixative and gives the fragrance some depth. It's nice, but I'd rather smell this on a woman I'm with than on me personally. But it's a beautifully constructed fragrance with great materials. The next one, MEM, came out this year, and this is the one I was really excited about because I've been hearing really good things about this one. And the notes on this one are petit grain, mandarin orange, grapefruit, lavender, lavender extract, wild lavender, and blue lavender. So a lot of focus here on lavender, but you're also going to get ylang-ylang, champaca, damask rose, bourbon geranium, vanilla, mint, laurels, and malt. And base, you're going to get Siam benzoin, palisander rosewood, sandalwood, Himalayan cedar, labdanum, ambergris, amber, musk, castoreum, and civet, and $200 for 50 ml of EDP here. And the way that I sort of like to describe this one is, this is kind of like, or I actually might have heard someone say this, I can't remember on one of the boards if I came up with this clever term or someone who smelled this did, but it smells like lavender at a masquerade. You know, it's just this beautiful lavender fragrance at its heart, but it smells like lavender that's sort of been dragged through these spices and dark notes and florals, and just sort of, if you can imagine all these spices and flowers sort of being distilled and concentrated down, cooked down to almost form a reduction in a pot, and then you soak lavender in it, so the lavender comes out in this dark syrup of flowers and citrus and resins. That's what this is. This is just a gorgeous, sublime lavender fragrance. And every time, I love lavender, I really do. I've started to appreciate lavender fragrances, from Check and Speaks, Oxford and Cambridge, to the beautiful lavender fragrance that the lavender naturals that Michel's perfume does. Lavender really is a beautiful note, and I like when people sort of twist it and do different things with it. And I really like when people explore the darker facets of lavender, and I think this is a really good job at doing that. It's just a different sort of lavender fragrance. I'm working on a lavender scent, a dark lavender scent that I think will be really, really good when I get it the way I want. But I really appreciate the lighter ones too. But I think when you sort of take it lavender and really add a lot of depth to it, and darken it up a little bit, it doesn't have the sort of connotation that some people prescribe to it of being elderly, or having a vibe of like old people perfume, which can be an awesome thing in itself. You know what I'm saying? But I think here it's not done that way. And the other fragrance I wanted to mention that I love the lavender is Renée Ager's Lavanda 44, I think it is. It's just another beautiful darker lavender scent. So beautiful use of lavender here. The last one we'll talk about is called O/E, O/E. And this one was done in 2015. This one, you're going to get bergamot, grapefruit, lemon, neroli, clove, black pepper, rosemary, thyme, camphor, Lebanon, cedar, juniper, pine, cypress, rose, jasmine, vetiver, benzoin, tobacco, resin, sandalwood. You can get $160 for 30 ml, $280 for 50 ml. This is also an eau de parfum. Yeah, this is good. This is to me, this is a great barbershop style fragrance. It's got that to it, right? It's got, to me, this beautiful opening with this mixed citrus and neroli, and then you've got this heart of like spicy cloves and black pepper and rosemary and thyme to give it a little bit of spiciness, and then you have this base of beautiful resins, tobacco, benzoin, and sandalwood and stuff like that. So it's a fragrance I'd wear. It's sort of a dandyish fragrance, which is cool. And again, just great quality on all these. Are all eau de parfum, and they all just last on the skin. You spray these on and you are good for a day, which is great, because I think the prices are fair. When you consider the quality of materials and the performance of these fragrances. So really, what I think the takeaway here is these three, and they're great. Is like with the first one, I believe it's sort of this classic vintage perfume feel. With Men, it's sort of this new take on lavender with sort of very classic materials. Like these are materials that aren't hip and trendy. There's no like ambroxan and isobe super listed, or ambretolite, or like any of these cool aroma chemicals, but a very new take on lavender. And then with O/E, you have sort of a very sort of high quality barbershop type fragrance that's appropriate for man or woman, but I think is really sort of dandyish and something that a lot of men will like, and it's very easy to wear, either out of the shower with a white t-shirt or dressed up in a boardroom. I think it does both nicely. I think you can really straddle that line. So really impressed. I want to thank Antonio for letting me check these out. You guys should definitely check these out. These are super high quality fragrances. They're all really good, and I think there's definitely the three. I think there's something for everyone, which is great within a collection. And that's it, guys. I will see you. Oh, I would love to know, by the way, if any of you guys have checked these out. Let me know in the comments and which one you guys are into. And I'll see you later this week with some more videos, guys. As always, thank you all so much for watching. You know how much I appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. My name is Maximilian. I must know. I'm going to link to Bogue in the description, so check out their website. All right, guys. Peace.